What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to another episode of Cinetober during the day. That's right, I am still running from Pennywise, Freddy Fazbear, and Freddy Krueger. Although, and as you can see, my hair is starting to grow back. I need to shave my head. I think, honestly, only Freddy Krueger is the one who has seen me without hair. So he may know what I look like. I don't know about Pennywise or Freddy Fazbear, but we can only hope. Okay, so I am here to finally get my review out of the remake of Pet Sematary. So when I went and watched Pet Sematary, I was so pumped. I saw that they were remaking the Pet Sematary, and I saw the trailers. I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. I loved It Chapter 1, so I was pumped for the remake of Pet Sematary. I saw the trailers. Loved them. Then I saw the other trailer. That really took me out of wanting to see the movie, because there was really no point in me seeing the movie. There was no point in me seeing the movie because I knew everything that I needed to know. By the way, if you have not seen the remake of Pet Sematary, you've probably seen the trailers. Spoilers, just going ahead and tell you, they switch up the deaths. They showed it in the trailers. Who was clearly going to die, who was going to be kind of like the zombie character. I don't mind that they switched it, but it's the same thing like with Terminator Genesis. You basically gave us a reason to not go see the movie. You gave us a reason to not care, to not want to see what twist you were going to do. I'm fine with this twist. I really like the twist, but they basically gave me a reason to not see the movie. And that is honestly something I'm never going to be able to let go of, especially like the whole thing with Terminator Genesis. I had no reason to go see the movie. I knew the twist. There was no reason to go. But anyways, okay, so basically the story synopsis of the remake of Pet Sematary is you have Dr. Lewis, who's played by Jason Clarke, which he's actually a really good actor. Like, the last time I saw him in something that I actually liked was actually Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and I do not care. That movie was better than Captain America: Winter Soldier. Oh yeah, that's right. Come at me. I said it. Yeah, I said it. I got a freaking water gun. Although I think I can fill this up with sulfuric acid, and hopefully it'll melt other people before it melts me. Don't test me. I will try it. Seriously though, I will try it. Actually, I need to keep this that way no one gets me. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this handy now. But yeah, so I don't know if it's just like different scripts that they keep giving him or what, but like they just, or maybe it's just the direction that they're giving him, because like lately a lot of the movies that he's done, you know, besides Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, like he just kind of acts deadpan, and I just don't know what it is, if it's the script, if he doesn't care anymore, I don't know, but he's a really good actor. Say better scripts, either that or just like stand up and actually say something. Like, you know, being an actor myself, you know, if you don't really like something how your character's going, ask about it. Stop like, whoa, or like do another take. You can do that. But okay, so he plays Dr. Lewis, and I actually thought he did a really good job. You know, they did a really good job of him, like, you know, playing the dad and the husband who's like, you know, wanting a fresh start, and he's wanting to basically be able to help grow his family closer, where he's a doctor and he's not been able to be around that much. So like, you know, he did this move for his family, and you can see that he portrays that. You can see that he is a dad who just wants his family back, and he wants more time together, and he wants to get to know his family. Does a great job. Then you have his wife Rachel, who's played by Amy Shemetz. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that last name. She plays his wife Rachel, who has a in the book, Rachel is terrified of death because of what she went through with her sister Zelda. Now, they are actually able to capture that really well. She does a magnificent job of playing this woman who, like, you can just tell, like, even like the speak of death. She's like, okay, let's change the subject. I don't want anything to do with death. But they do kind of change things up in the movie, where she has not told her husband about Zelda. Now, in the original, or like even in the book, I don't know if I've actually made it that far yet, but in the original, he knew about Zelda. He knew, you know, like about like everything that happened, just not to the full extent. And then in the original, she eventually tells him everything else. Whereas in this, he's like, look, I know that you're thinking about your sister, but I think it's just time that you opened up. And I'm going to just quote what Cody Leach said. How have you guys not talked about this yet? How have you not talked about this yet? Seriously, how do you not know about her sister? But they're able to capture, like, you know, this paranoid woman who also, like, not only paranoid, but like this guilt-driven woman who feels responsible for her sister's death. And like, you can just see it on her face. The actress does a magnificent job of just trying to just keep everything together and doesn't want anyone in her family to die. No one wants that. Then you have our main star. You have Ellie, played by Jetty Lawrence. I don't know if she's been in anything else. I really love what they did with this character. I really did. Like, you know, there's not really that many differences other than, like, the major twist. But, like, you know, they had her filled with curiosity. Like, it's her who finds the pet cemetery after she runs into Judd, who was played magnificently by John Lithgood. I loved him as Judd. He had that kind of, like, you know, like lonely old man kind of thing. He didn't have the charm that the original guy did, but John Lithgow was a good actor, and he does what he needs to do. I love how he did this character. I really did. And, like, you know, how they talk about, like, the pet cemetery, they have more time with him and Ellie, because, like, in the original, it kind of just, like, it kind of hints at that they have a really good relationship, whereas in the remake, they expand on it. Instead of telling you, they show you, hey, these guys have a really good relationship. From him, like, you know, pulling the bee sting out of her leg, from him telling her, hey, do not go beyond this barrier, to, you know, like, her sneaking in his house, like, to give him cookies by going through his stuff. Like, you know, they build a really close relationship. You feel that, and it is a magnificent job. Really good chemistry between these two actors. Jada Lawrence is going to have a good career. She's going to have a great career. And, you know, they were able to capture the feeling of the pet cemetery is really something that you do not want to mess with. Now, I am just going to go ahead and say this. One thing that was a major downgrade, they should not have done, they really should have done more with the whole ceremony thing with the children wearing masks and taking, like, their pets to the grave and stuff. Nothing else happens other than the fact that, like, you see them and, like, eventually Ellie puts on a mask. That's all that happens. There was nothing to it. They were making it like it was going to be something big. Nothing happens. And I was really looking forward to that. Now, one thing that they did deliver on that I was really hoping that they would do is they expanded on the Wendigo. The Wendigo is the one who controls that area with the pet cemetery, and it's like how Judd said, it's like that place feeds on your grief. And you get that feeling, because, like, when they're walking in the pet cemetery, you have the dialogue of when they hear its roar. Oh, it's just a loon. Or, like, when Lewis is bringing his daughter to the pet cemetery, he actually sees the Wendigo. And I love how they're able to interpret that into the story. They didn't make it ridiculous. They made it such an atmospherical thing. I was really pumped. Like, when I heard the roar and when I saw the Wendigo, I absolutely loved it. Now, I'm going to talk about the twist. I didn't mind the twist, and I understand why they did it. It's a new take, and, like, you know, you got to switch things up, because everybody knows the story of Pet Cemetery, unless you've lived under a rock, or you were born, like, maybe 5 years ago. Or a little later on than that. But everyone knows that it is Gage who gets hit by the truck. Now, I've not read the story completely of Pet Cemetery, so I really do not know what happens. But I do like in this movie how they actually expanded more on what happens after the person comes back from the dead. I like what they did because, like, you know, there is something like, you know, I've never lost a child. I'm not a dad. Not yet. God has not blessed me with that. But, yes, losing a baby is probably one of the most terrible things that could ever happen to you, or to anybody. They captured that in the original. But they went with, there's something about that first kid that you have. Like, there's just that bond, there's that closeness, there's just that, like, unbreakable love and that unbreakable bond. And so you see Lewis doing everything he can, bringing her to the pet cemetery, bringing her back, trying to make everything back like the way it was. And you see, like, throughout the movie, it changes him. Everyone in this movie does a magnificent job. I loved the ending. I'm not going to give the ending away because it is so good. How you have Lewis dealing with what's going on with his wife, with his daughter, to when his wife sees the daughter coming back from the dead, and, like, how her reaction, like, her face, she's like, "You are not my daughter, Lewis. She is dead. That is not our daughter." You can see everyone in this movie does so dang well. It is just so sad of how the movie came out. The remake of Pet Cemetery gets a C+. I'm going to be nice. It gets a C+. This movie should have been good, but there was just something that did not make it to that A grade. If you want to go watch the remake of Pet Cemetery, I'm just going to go ahead and say, watch the original first, because, like, you know, sometimes dead is better. So then let me ask you this question. Are remakes always better? Guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got a clown, a dream demon, and a robotic animatronic bear that's trying to kill me, even though an animatronic and a robot are the same thing. Have a good day, guys, and I'll see you on the next episode of Cinetober.